All right. Hello, everyone. In this session, we're going to talk about some of the strategies that we as educators and teachers used that is very effective that we can use in teaching English in a country where English is a foreign language. All right. So as we all know, as teachers in English, we do have speaking skills, writing skills, reading and listening. So we face a daily struggle and challenges when it comes to effective teaching strategies and a lesson plan that is very beneficial for both the students and the teachers. So, in the case of English as a foreign language, we will come across a lot of challenges because English is not a national language or it is not a second language. So, as educators and teachers, we try to come up with strategies that is very effective and beneficial for both teachers and the students. All right. In this session, we're going to look at one of the specific strategy that I, as a teacher, have been using, and it has been effective, and the result I've been seeing is very good. So today, in this session, the strategy that I'm introducing you to is reading aloud. All right. So reading aloud is one of the strategy that you as educator or teacher can use to teach English in a foreign language context. So when we practice reading aloud, or when students practice reading aloud in the classroom, it can be the offline or online class, uh, it will actually uh, help them make their pronunciation, improve their pronunciation as well as their speaking skills. Because in most cases, we come across students that are very fluent in writing English, they're very fluent in reading, and they're very fluent in listening. But when it comes to speaking, most students, especially those students in countries where English is a foreign language, they are not very confident and they are very shy when it comes to speaking English. So this is a daily challenge for us as teachers teaching in a country that English is a foreign language. So this makes us to come up with strategies that is very beneficial and engaging and very effective to teach in this kind of situation. So reading aloud is one of the strategy that can be used in this situation. All right. So when we talk about active reading, what is active reading? Active reading is a foundational skills for class close reading. Active reading facilitates the deeper analysis that is required for close reading. So active reading strategies. So there are four strategies that comes under active reading. So when you teachers ask the students to take part in reading, like reading aloud or active reading, encourage them to ask questions while they are reading. They might come across new words, new vocabulary, words that they're not familiar with, words that they don't know meaning, and they will want to know more about it. So encourage them to ask questions while they are reading. And one of the other strategy is that active reading, it makes students, like when you are reading a book, when a student are reading a book or reading a text, it tells a story. So in the student's mind, they actually picture the next chapter, the next page. By doing that, it actually help them make up stories in their head, and it will develop like ideas in their head, and it will make them to formulate sentences like they want to ask question like what will happen next, and this will actually improve their critical thinking as well. So you can see active reading is not just about a reading, it's not improving a reading only, but it actually improving critical mind, critical thinking, and helps students to be more critical thinkers. And also it makes them to ask questions in that way. It actually makes them to be more engaged in class and be more interactive. By doing that, it builds their confidence in speaking, and pronunciation improving as they are doing that. All right. So one of the very important aspect of active reading is intonation. So what is intonation? Intonation is when you take notes while reading to help you understand and remember important information. This can include underlining key ideas, writing questions in the margin, highlighting important words, or making connection to other things you've read or experienced. And intonation helps you think more deeply about the text you read. As I mentioned earlier, while students are reading, they will come across new words, and then encourage them to have a notebook and a pen next to them. While they were reading, they can take notes of the new words. And they just come across words that they don't know meaning and words that they cannot pronounce while reading, and they can highlight those words and they can highlight those ideas and important words that they think that is very important in the reading when they were reading the text or the story. And by doing that, they actually try to make up stories, or they're trying to look for the meaning behind the text and the story. And this helps them build their critical thinking, and helps them to develop sentences, develop ideas in their minds. And as well, they will learn new words, and it will build their vocabulary daily. And it will make them to be more engaging, because they will want to know more, and they will ask you to explain more on that. In that way the class will be very interactive, and this will be both beneficial for you as a teacher and the student as well. So they can either read books, like either fiction books, non-fiction books, newspaper, journal, article, whichever text that you provide, and encourage them to read. And this you will see the result. And this has been working for me, and this strategy I believe is very effective. You as teachers or educators can implement in your teaching strategy. All right, so these are the pictures of some of the students that are uh, teaching online currently, and I would share my experience so far about the journey so far in the class. So when I first started teaching, most of the students are very shy, and they're not very comfortable to talk with me. So this made me to think of ways to, improve my lessons, like try to make the lessons be more interactive and be more engaging for them. So I actually use this read aloud strategy, because in every class I ask them to read and ask questions, and be more interactive and be more engaging in class. So, with that being said, I have two example video. One of the video was the first class I started with them, and the other video is in the middle of the class. Like, so you can see the result of uh, the strategy that I used at Read Aloud. So, okay, we will watch the videos about first class. about my experience when I first started the class with them and their experience and how they were so nervous to speak.
our future troubles, on our careers, and to us to gain confidence. For now, we are a beginner, yes, but in just speak English because even the Americans are speaking English in a wrong grammatical way. They still talking right. So yeah, that's my reason on studying English. Really great, Abby. You have good reasons to study English. So great.
All right, so you can see from the video, most of the students, when I first started the class with them, they were like very nervous to speak English. Even though they know English, they can understand English, they can read, they can listen to music in English and all that. But when it comes to speaking, most of the students are still not confident because they're shy and they're not comfortable. So, as educators and as teachers, before we start the class or the lesson, we have to think of strategies and ways that will make the lesson be more interactive and more engaging. So, you can see from the video, I started the class with an icebreaker question, and I asked them like, what was their motivation behind studying English, and this make the students to be more, engaging because they are very interested to tell me about their motivation and their reason behind studying English, and that makes the class becoming more interesting and engaging, and the students are so happy to engage and share with me their reason, their motivation behind studying English. So some of them were telling me that they studied English because they want to go further studies in the US or in European countries or in English speaking countries. So that was the reason why they studied English. And some of them, they said they want to communicate with foreigners coming to their country. And because globalization and English is becoming a global language, and is a must that they know English. So as teachers and educators, we have to implement strategies that is very effective and beneficial for today, because as much as we want our student to succeed, we have to come up with strategies that is very effective in order to get our students more engaged and interactive in class. In that way, they will improve their English speaking, their confidence in speaking, their pronunciation, their grammar. They will improve reading from a sentence to a paragraph and then to a whole book. And this, you will see that it will actually help them improve a lot when you introduce strategy of starting the class with icebreaker type of question and read aloud strategy to be used in your class. With that being said, I will play the second video and you can see the result, the strategy that I use that is giving me the result. Students are now very confident, they are more engaging, they want to talk more in class, and they feel good about themselves. And I actually feel good about them and more proud about them, like the improvement, especially when I use this read aloud strategy in class. Now I'm going to show you the second video about the result of how the students progress when I introduced reading aloud to them. And now they're very fluent in reading, and they can read the whole book, they can speak confidently, and they can ask questions, and they're very engaging in class. And the result is giving me 100% positivity that this strategy is very effective. So with that being said, I'm going to share the screen and share that video.
but nervous. You speak and understand language. Maya was intrigued but nervous. She wondered how reading aloud could be magical. Clear communication. The first time Maya read aloud, she noticed something amazing. As she pronounced each word carefully, her classmates understood her stories better. Reading aloud helps me speak clearly, Maya thought, and reduces misunderstandings. Confidence. With each session, Maya's confidence grew. She no longer felt shy or afraid to speak. Her voice became strong and steady. Reading aloud is improving my speaking confidence, she realized with a smile. Professional benefits. One day, Mrs. Lilira invited a local author to speak to the class. The author said, clear and confident communication is essential for career growth. Maya understood that her newfound skills could help her in her future job. Exposure to correct pronunciation. Maya began to read books written by native speakers. She listened carefully and mimicked the way they pronounced words. Reading a lot from these texts helps me learn correct pronunciation, she thought, practicing diligently. Contextual learning. As she read more, Maya started to understand words better by seeing them in sentences. She learned how words fit together in different contexts. Reading aloud helps me see words in context, she noted, excited about her expanding vocabulary. Repetition. Maya's favorite story was about a brave knight. She read it all. She read it aloud so many times that she knew every word by heart. Repetition reinforces correct pronunciation, she said, proud of her progress. One day, Maya was chosen to read a story at the town's annual storytelling festival. She was nervous but remembered everything she had learned. She stood on the stage, took a deep breath, and began to read aloud. Her voice was clear, confident, and full of life. The audience was captivated by her storytelling. When she finished, they gave her a standing ovation. Maya realized that Mrs. Lilira was right. Reading aloud truly was magical. From that day on, Maya read aloud every chance she got. She knew that this simple activity had transformed her voice into something powerful and magical. And so, Maya's journey with reading aloud inspired her classmates and many others in Verbalville. They all discovered the magic of reading aloud and how it could change their lives. Thank you.
Wow, really great, bagus. All right, as you can see from the video, like when I started, I sort of I have shown the first video about when I first started a class, and the students were like very nervous and they cannot read the whole paragraph. And you just see the progress. Like I just showed you the second video, like the progress so far. Like now the students can read a whole book, and they are very confident and very fluent, and their speaking has been improved a lot, and I can conclude that there'll be a lot of strategies that we teachers and educators can implement in our classrooms or our lessons plan, but reading aloud is one of the strategy that you as an educator or a teacher can consider to used as a strategy when teaching English. because this strategy is not only improving the reading, but it also improve the speaking skills, like the clear pronunciation of the words, and they can learn vocabulary, new vocabulary every day, how to pronounce it, the meaning, and it can actually build their critical thinking, and they will start to develop sentences, and they can start to write paragraph, and from paragraph to story, and from that on you can see improvement, because this strategy has been worked, it has been giving me good result, and being more confident now that you as a teacher or an educator can implement in your teaching strategy. And thank you very much.